Hey guys, Ed here from Barnwith Robotics. I wanted to make a quick video to show you how to add a second battery to your spinning robot tree. So the first thing that we want to make sure is that the one battery circuit is working. So we have our one battery right here, and the red is connected to the plus of the battery, and the minus to the black of the battery. All right, and then we just go red to red on the motor and black to black, and it starts spinning. Cool. All right, so that's our one battery circuit. You can see it's spinning at this speed. When we add two batteries, it should go twice as fast. So let's go ahead and see how we're going to do that. All right, so I got my open circuit now. My battery's off, or my circuit's off. So the first thing I'd like to do is let's just first draw the circuit for this one battery, because that helps us understand, right? So the first thing we want to draw is the battery, which is the heart of the robot. There's a plus and a minus. And on the plus and the minus of the battery, something that helps us remember is that the red wire is the plus. So I'm talking about this red wire right here is the plus of the battery, and then the black wire is the minus. So let's do that, the minus. Okay, now what are these two connected to? The red and the black, they are connected to the motor. Okay, so let's draw our motor. I'm just going to draw a box here. That's our motor, M for motor, and there's a plus and a minus. So all we did earlier was the red, which is the plus in the motor, connects to the red, which is the plus of the battery, and the minus, which is the minus of the motor, to the minus of the battery. So once we do this, it starts working. Okay? Great. So we know that that works, and that's a pretty simple circuit. Now what happens when we want to get more power? We actually want to add two batteries to this. Okay? So this is how we modify our circuit. I'm going to go ahead and erase this part because we're going to add another battery down here. Okay? So I'm going to add a second battery, plus and a minus, and then it's connected like this. All right. Now we want to pay attention to how this is connected, okay? So I'm going to say this is up here. This is going to be battery 1, and this is battery 2, okay? So battery 1 is this first battery, okay? It's the battery that we were using the first time we turned it on. And then battery 2 is going to be a new battery. It's going to be this battery right here, okay? Now another thing I'm going to do here is you see this connection right here, it's in black. Well, actually it's going to be two colors because, check this out, because the top of, or the plus of B2 is red, right? Because red is always going to be on the plus. But the minus of B1 is black. You see that? So you're going to have a black to red connection right here. So if we do this and we connect it the right way, what's going to happen is that the motor is going to get power from B1 and B2, and the motor is going to be twice as fast. And the key thing here, guys, is that we want to make sure that we connect, see the minus of B1 connects to the plus of B2. So it gets kind of tricky, but if we get the connections wrong, it's not going to work. All right, so let's move over to our other screen here and actually build this thing. So you should be able to see on the top right there is my circuit with two batteries. And let me zoom out just so you can see everything here. There we go. There we go. All right. So I'm going to take the lid of my tree off here so that you can see everything. All right. So what I like to do is just, how do we not get confused, okay? So this is B1, this orange one. It's the one with the spikes on it, okay? So what I like to do is just take B1 and let's sticky foam B1 onto the plate. Make that sticky there. And let's just sticky foam B1 onto the plate. Cool. So now that I know that, now I can always remember, like in my brain, B1 is on the plate. Okay? Now let's make a connection. I want to connect the minus of B1. So I'm going to highlight this, and you can follow along on the top, kind of the top center of my screen. You see, I need to connect, I'm going to make this connection right here. See this yellow highlighting? I want to connect the minus of B1 to the plus of B2. So I got to look here and say, well, where's B1? B1's right here. Minus is the black wire. So I take the minus of B1. And where's my B2? Well, B2 is going to be in this bag right here. It's going to be this battery. Okay. Now, we also need a battery house. So also in this bag is this battery housing. So let's stick this in here. And again, with these things, we want to do the minus, which is the flat side, onto the spring. Okay? Like that. And you'll notice this is a little bit different because check this out. This battery house, they have two sockets here. There's no spikes. See? No spikes on this battery house. But this battery house has a spike. Okay? So these are different, but they're different for a reason. And you'll see why. Okay, so B2 is here. B1 is on the plate. So let's try to think of that again. All right, so the minus of B1, which is this one, the black wire of B1, connects to the plus of B2. Now the plus is the red. So then I can connect them, and the spike goes into the socket like a Lego piece. There. Okay, so now we've made that yellow, the connection that I highlighted in yellow. So that's cool. All right, looking back on the top center of my screen, I want to now highlight the plus of B1 needs to connect to the plus of the motor. Okay, so the plus of B1, this is B1, right? And then here's the plus of B1. Connects to the plus of the motor, which is the red wire of the motor. So now I can just go ahead and stick this in. Like that. Okay. That one's easy because it just sticks right in. Now I only have one more connection. So top center of my screen, if you look, you have minus of the motor connects to the minus of B2. Well, the minus of the motor, so this is my motor right here, and the minus of the motor is going to be the black wire right here. Now that connects to the minus of B2. B2 is right here, this battery, and the minus is the black, so that's good. Now you'll notice this does not fit into there because socket does not fit into socket. So we need a special connector, right? And so if we look inside this bag right here, you'll see some extra tools in here, extra wires. You're going to find this wire right here. A black wire that is spike to spike or pin to pin. Now that's going to be our connector. So I could put one side right here. Okay. Like that. And then the other side is going to go into here. Now once I do this, it should turn on. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's pretty loud. Okay, I'm going to switch over to my front view here. Okay, so now that I made this right here, now I'm gonna put my top on. Okay, there you go, and it should be a lot faster. Let's check this out. Try to hold it as I plug it in. Almost. You know what? I gotta put it down for a second. Let me do this. Okay, I plugged it in, and check it out. If you go back to the beginning of the video, it is not as fast as this. Okay, so what we did is we added a second battery to double the power of our circuit. And then to turn it off, we do open circuit, right? We just break the circuit, create an opening of the circuit, and the electricity can't go all the way around, and it turns off. All right, so that's it for now. The next step is to add a LED, but we will get to that in the next video.